Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hasi. Today's topic is BSc 1010 Biology, General Biology 1 Lab, and Module number 3. Module number 3 review. Module number 3 has actually 3 chapters. Mitosis, meiosis, cell cycle. That's chapter 8, 9. Um, Mendelian genetics, chapter 11, and chi-square test, chapter chi-square test, chapter 11, Mendelian genetics, chapter 13. So let's get started. Okay, so um, one of the major chapter here is Mendelian genetics. So in order to really understand Mendelian genetics, you have to really start with the mastering the vocabulary. So what's the vocabulary? What is a gene, allele, homozygous, heterozygous, phenotype, genotype, environment, fertilization, gamete, genetics, haploid, diploid, triploid, heterozygous, homozygous, again, hybrid, F1, F2, and parental genotypes. You need to be able to write the parent genotype like big A, or little a, and then you need to be able to apply meiosis to it and then find the gamete that produced from that specific parent genotype, right? So you need to be able to go back and forth between gamete, genotype to gamete, or gamete to genotype. Okay, so make sure you study this vocabulary. Um, Mendelian genetics, basically very straightforward, is like using math and statistics. So studying some genetic situations like Mendel actually worked on in 1865 and published 2 papers on them, and worked on 1 gene and 2 gene problems in dominant versus recessive, like alleles, like flower color, like purple flower crossed with a white flower, and then what are the offsprings actually getting in F1 and F2. So, but dominant can be also incomplete dominant, like some situations like we see in some plants, or co-dominant like we see in blood types like AB. Again, there are recessive alleles very common, and recessive alleles actually could be more advantageous in some cases, especially if this is a genetic disorder. That recessive means actually it skips generations. Punnett square is actually discovered by a scientist named Punnett, and then that's actually you can organize the F2 offsprings and easily can find the ratios. So there are ratios like 3:1, like 1 gene, or 9:3:1, like 2 gene ratios. You don't need to worry about 3 gene ratios. Okay, so pay attention to examples, representative species, and so specific genetic situation going on. Okay, so that's Mendelian genetics. Chi-square test is basically we have a table. You are going to be given a table, an empty table look like this. Phenotype in the first column, observed numbers you will be given, and you will find the expected numbers, which is total of observed numbers times the ratio of that specific row, and observed minus expected square, and then observed minus expected square divided by expected. The last column here, you add the total together, you find chi-square cal value. And if you want to accept the hypothesis, excuse me, you need to have a smaller chi-square cal value than chi-square table value, like 3.84. Okay, so we make sure that you pay attention to your calculations, and then you double check your calculations. And then you can accept or reject your hypothesis. So and meiosis and mitosis is part of the whole cell cycle system. So make sure that actually 10 steps of meiosis. You made a concept map of it a few weeks ago. So look at your concept map and make sure that cell cycle goes interphase, then whole, prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, and cytokinesis, and then prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2, and cytokinesis, and then end up with, if you start with one parent cell, end up with 4 offspring, daughter cells, and then which half of the chromosomes. This is the very key point here. Chromosome number is half in meiosis, and this is that produces gametes. And then when they go and do fertilization, they again complete the full chromosome number at the end. So pay attention to these. Look at the chi-square test, to some examples. Look at the vocabulary of Mendelian genetics. And the next week also we will go over and then we can answer the questions about these 3 chapters. So, best of success in your studying. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to comment and like, and happy studying and good luck. See you next video.